What's going on, everyone? So I am super excited today because we are playing some Ray Yellow. For those of you that don't know, I did a video just the other day on kind of the meta report, doing a little bit of a tournament breakdown over the weekend, and Ray Yellow actually managed to take a top 8 spot in one of the tournaments. So really sweet. And since then, I have been just messing around with Ray Yellow, like every day, just kind of playing some games. And this is my tuned list that's a little bit different from the Ray Yellow list that got top 8, but still has some very similar, if not basically the same deck. So before we get started talking about the list and what we're doing with Ray Yellow, quick mention, want to give a big thank you to my patrons over on Patreon, guys. We did some viewer games over the weekend. It was pretty awesome, as well as got to chat a while. If you're interested, be sure to check out the description down below. And also, I have a TCG player link in the description down below. If you go ahead and use it, it'll help me out as well as help you out. Let's talk about Ray Yellow. So first thing we got to mention is this actionability on Ray. This thing has just continuously been impressive. Every single time I kind of look at it, I'm like, wow, these 1 resource plays or these 2 resource plays just get immediate better with a +1 power and toughness boost. So you pay 1, give an experience token with a unit with 2 less power. Really awesome, especially with the 1 resource plays, because they immediately turn any 1 resource play into a full 2 resource play on turn 1. And usually those 1 resource plays do something nice, but they just are missing a little bit of stats. And Ray fixes that right up. She flips for 6 resources, has Restore 3 on the flip side as a 2/6, and also gives an experience token to a unit with 2 or less power on attack. So really solid, really nice way to flip and kind of recover in the game with that restore. And so the whole goal of this deck is to kind of get a little bit of tempo advantage in the earlier stages of the game, and then just outgrind your opponent in the mid to late stage of the game with various cards, while also pumping up all of our units a bunch of times and actually putting on some pressure in the early stages of the game with some really nice early plays. So with Ray, normally you're seeing a lot of cards that are synergizing with the Force synergy and trying to get your pillages going with Ray Red, or you're playing Ray Green and trying to put on the pressure to your opponent. Ray Yellow is a little bit different because we're actually trying to just outsize our opponent with just some really valuable early plays, and then just put on pressure and kind of prevent your opponent from really getting on board at any stage of the game, just keeping the tempo in our court. Now, in the early stage of the game, we have a bunch of 1-drops. We have Chopper, R2, and Cartel Turncoat. Chopper is awesome because he becomes a 2/4 rebel that also has raid 1 if you get another spec unit down. So that's going to be Ezra or Kanan. R2 becomes a 2/5, and by the way, both these units can get another experience token, becoming a 3/5 in Chopper's case, or a 3/6 in R2's case. We also have Cartel Turncoat, which is a 3/4 space unit on turn 1. Pretty amazing. You can only really get that with like Millennium Falcon if you're playing like Han, either of the Hans, right? We also have Restored Arc L3 as early drops. Restored Arc becomes a 3/4 if you get an experience token on it, which is really nice with Restore 1. Just a nice way to kind of get some extra game in the space arena while also being a rebel unit, which is relevant. L3, 2/2 shielded, kind of like a crafty smuggler. Can smuggle out later, can rescue capture cards if that's relevant, but mainly just a 2/2 shielded that can get an experience token and become a 3/3 shielded, which is really nice. Then when we talk about our 3-drops, we get ourselves Ezra Bridger, Fleet Lieutenant, Wing Leader, and Village Protector. So Ezra Bridger, just a nice option to pump up our Chopper, maybe give us a little bit of card advantage if we want it, or card selection. And then we have Fleet Lieutenant and Wing Leader. 3 copies of Wing Leader, because I've noticed that the experience tokens are generally more important. It's one of the reasons why we have a few rebel units, and we wanted to get a couple more rebel units in the deck. So like turn 1, if we go R2 Chopper, Restored Arc, and then we follow up with a Wing Leader, we have a massive unit on turn 2, right? Chopper becomes a 4/6, R2 becomes a 4/7, Restored Arc becomes a 4/5. Like, these are some big units, and Wing Leader can also get experience tokens from Ray. With Fleet Lieutenant's a little bit different, just the 1 copy, because there's sometimes we want to punch up in terms of power, and that could be relevant in the mid to late stages of the game as well. Village Protectors, I've been finding that this card is just really obnoxious, requires multiple attacks for our opponent to get through, and really just puts the damper on the aggro from your opponent. In our 4-drop slot, we just got Kanan and Tobias Beckett. Kanan, really nice. Again, another Spectre unit to synergize with Chopper. Also is a Force unit because we have a little bit of a Force synergy. No red in the deck or no aggression, so we can't be running Force Throw necessarily, but some other cards that synergize with the Force tag. And this can really discard a lot of cards from your opponent's deck and kind of guarantee that heal, which we heal 1 damage from each of the different aspects. So you can oftentimes heal 3 if you happen to have like an Ezra on the battlefield or a Chopper on the battlefield when Kanan comes down and starts attacking. Tobias Beckett, really nice way to kind of get, again, some tempo in your court by playing some random events in the deck or, well, upgrades and getting some exhausts out. We also have in the late game, Obi-Wan and Mandalorian as our 6-drops. Obi-Wan, just standard good card, gets some Sentinel going as a 4/6 body, has the Force tag, which is relevant, as well as giving you some experience tokens, most likely to Rey, because she's going to come down the same turn if Obi-Wan does die. And the Mandalorian. Now, the Mandalorian, I normally have been a little bit down on, but in this deck, because we're pumping up our R2s, our Choppers, our Cartel Turncoats, our Restored Arcs, all of these cards, we actually are not unlikely to have a 2-resource play that has survived till the Mandalorian, and then we get to go ahead and kind of refresh them, heal them up, give them shield tokens. And then in the late game, we got Luke's and Han Solo's to kind of control the board and kind of wrap up the game for us. In the intermediate parts, we got some events and upgrades. We got takedowns to control the board, waylays to get some tempo back in our advantage. We have the Forces with me, really nice with Kanan, Ezra, Rey, Obi-Wan, Luke, all those types of cards. We also have some upgrades in Jetpack and Hotshot Blaster. Now, Jetpack, really awesome with R2 or Chopper, these high toughness units. Give him a shield token, give him some extra power, really nice. And Hotshot Blaster is a little adaptation that I made because we could smuggle this out for 3 resources, kind of like a secondary and quadrary version of Surprise Strike, since I split 2 and 2 Surprise Strike and 2 Hotshot Blasters. This is really nice to attach it to an R2 or a Chopper that's gotten some experience going and they're really high toughness. Just getting that permanent power increase can be really, really oppressive. So that's going to be the deck here. The deck. Let's dive into some games and see what we could do with some Rey Yellow. Okay, into our first matchup against Bossk Blue. So this is, I'm not sure what to expect, to be honest. But usually when you're playing Bossk and Vigilance together, you're going to be removing a lot of my units. So I'm a little bit nervous about that, and we could just get absolutely blasted, but we will see what ends up happening. I'm going to resource both 7-resource plays. I want to have the option of Wing Leader or Village Protectors on the following turn. We're obviously going to go R2 here on turn 1 into one of our 3-drops, but if they get rid of R2, then Wing Leader becomes really bad, so we're going to see if we even want to keep the Wing Leader. They have a silencer. Let's go ahead and give an experience over to R2. And they're going to claim initiative. Okay. Got ourselves another R2 and a Hotshot Blaster. Let's go ahead and resource that Hotshot Blaster. Not exactly all that important here. Let's see what they've got. They could have a Power of the Dark Side. They could have all manner of different things. They're actually going to go ahead and attack. So I think we just go ahead and attack with our R2. Don't care for Kanan realistically. They have the clients. We're going to go with Village Protectors. And they're going to start putting bounties on stuff, which is kind of cool. Public Enemy, huh? Okay, they're going to try to give a shield token to one of their units. They're going to go ahead and put... They're going to deal damage to my Village Protectors here. And we can waylay back their client, which looks pretty good. I think I would like to do that. So let's just go ahead and start with waylaying the client. Don't want client on the board because you have to kind of go through a whole phase so they can start putting bounties on stuff. So waylay here actually ends up being pretty good. And then we're left with 1 additional resource that we can go ahead and, well, put an experience token on something. So let's go ahead and attack. That's a Jetpack. Don't really care for Jetpack, to be honest. They're going to deal damage to Village Protectors here. And we're just going to give an experience token over to it. Deal a damage. We're going to get in for 3. And then we're going to see what ends up happening here. So the client is really strong. Again, that's why they replayed it. Ooh, they have Daring Raid. Wow, okay. I didn't expect Daring Raid. I don't know if that's really all that relevant. Like putting a shield token on your silencer doesn't really do anything. But yeah, hey. Luke and Han Solo were the draws. Not bad, not bad. I'm going to go ahead and play a Wing Leader here to put some experience on my R2. Remember, we have Surprise Strike to kill their Bossk. Or we can just attack their base for 7. Can't smuggle out the Hotshot Blaster quite yet. Put a bounty on Wing Leader. Yep, makes a good amount of sense. We're going to pass because they're going to deal damage to Wing Leader to claim the bounty. No reason to attack the base. We're going to pass again. They're going to put a death mark on it. Draw us a couple cards. Sure. Deal damage. Sure. Heal. Draw 2. Totally fine. We're going to pass. No reason to do anything else. Power of the Dark Side. Okay. Well, ended up drawing into a pretty nice one for them. And now we are in trouble. Now we're in trouble. We really want to draw something pretty good. Wow, they didn't deploy Bossk. That's very strange. Let's get rid of the Surprise Strike. We can go and get Chopper and Kanan down. Let's go play Chopper. They're going to put a bounty on Chopper. Sure, let's put an experience on Chopper. Chrysantin. Okay. Let's go ahead and just get down at Kanan here. So they can't quite kill off Chopper yet. But it's not a bad thing. Oh, they're going to go for the Chopper kill. Okay. In that case, do I want to ready up Rey? I think I do. So they could heal up a ton. It's totally fine. I'm not really fussed about that. We're just going to hit their base just to get a heal. So the client's going to heal them a ton, but I'm not really worried about that, to be honest. Ready up Bossk. Who are they going to hit? Okay, they're going to hit Kanan. Interesting. Let's go ahead and resource this L3. And we're going to start off by just attacking with Kanan into their Bossk. So let's go ahead and do that. Kill Bossk. Heal up. We discarded, or they discarded a Silencer, which is funny. They could actually play that for 2 if they wanted to. They're going to hit Rey with that. We're going to play a Luke and kill Chrysantin. So they can't attack my Rey if they wanted to do so. Okay, they're going to play a Covetous Rivals and probably deal 2 to my Rey here. I think what I want to do here, I really got to get rid of this client. It's just healing like everything all the time. I will go ahead and hit the clients just to get rid of the shield token. And then we're going to claim initiative. And, ooh, the Mandalorian could be okay. Interesting. I think I'll resource this L3. And I think I will go with the Force is with me and just kill the Covetous Rivals. So now they can't attack and get rid of Rey. And now Rey's super pumped up, which is nice. Then we'll kill the client with Luke. And I mean, we're restoring like massive amounts here. I mean, I have no idea what they could have here. So we'll see. Let's play an L3. We're not going to rescue anything. We're just going to get a shielded one. They'll deal damage, but they're not going to be able to kill with Chrysantin here. We did get a Fleet Lieutenant into our resource pile. They need to have something in addition to kill with Chrysantin. Okay, they're gonna hit Ray, but that doesn't really do anything. Because they don't have a bounty on Ray next turn. They'd have to put a bounty on Ray. Okay, so they have a bounty guild initiate, sure. And that's gonna be let them heal up even more, which is pretty funny, to be honest. Let's go ahead and just immediately, I think I want to resource the wing leader. Let's just go ahead and immediately kill Chrysanthemum with L3. Get rid of Chrysanthemum, otherwise it would be able to kill Luke. So we just need to get rid of that. Now we have a Han, which could be relevant. They have a rich reward, which they're going to place on what? Place it on Luke. Okay, so we're going to attack their base for 6. Just get that restore going. They're going to deal a damage. So maybe they have... I mean, I don't know what they could have here, realistically. I'm going to put an experience token on L3. Just make her a 3/3 at this point. Kind of curious on what they could have. I'm saving up my resources. They have a Jango Fett. Okay, perfect. That is a great target for Han. Kill the Jango. And then we're going to claim initiative. And we have a lot of restore here because of the Luke. So that's really nice. And now they're going to have to find a way to get rid of this Luke. Otherwise, we're just going to restore every single turn. It's going to be incredibly obnoxious. So here, we're just going to attack into their base with Luke, get that restore 3. And I mean, we're kind of just going to win this game, I think, on a slow pace. Based on what our opponents play. They could have Power of the Dark Side still, but they're kind of split between these upgrades, the events. The client was a scary one. It's one of the reasons why I waylaid it so early. But yeah, that one was pretty scary. So it looks like they're going to try to kill Luke because they're attacking with Punishing One first. I don't think I really need to do anything else. I think I'm just going to attack into their base for 3. I don't know if I could avoid getting Luke killed. Oh, they're going to attach Public Enemy to L3. Okay, in that case, they could have Super Laser Blast. If they have Super Laser Blast, I'm okay with that. I'm just gonna play Mandalorian and give this thing 2 shield tokens. To prevent it from I suppose getting anything. Alright, they have a Power of the Dark Side. Alright, well, take it back. I'm just gonna defeat my L3. I don't care if they have a shield token and they get some experience tokens, realistically. They got a shield token. Oh, they're not even gonna get the experience tokens. Rich rewards over here. That's right. They can attack me, but we're so far ahead right now. It doesn't even matter. Let's go ahead and claim initiative. I'm not gonna play out Ezra here or L3 because we could be running into Super Laser Blast, and Super Laser Blast would be pretty scary, right? That could make it very tricky for us. If they were to like have Super Laser Blast, take initiative, we don't have anything. No reason to resource anything. We could really build quickly after a Super Laser Blast if that were to happen. Playing Rich Reward and Super Laser Blast in the same deck, though, would be a little bit sketchy. So don't know if that's necessarily coming, but ended up being an 11-minute game. That was a long game. Opponent had a little bit of fun stuff with Bossk Blue. I'm telling you, the client is scary. That is by far the best card in their entire deck, and it healed them, what, like 15 HP? Crazy, crazy one. On to the next one. Into our next matchup, but of course, we get some juicy ones here. We got ourselves a Chewbacca yellow match. Not gonna mulligan this. This is a totally reasonable hand. I'm gonna resource this Hotshot Blaster and the L3. Chewbacca yellow, huh? Very, very interesting. So we can go with Cartel Turncoat on turn 1 or Chopper. I'm incentivized to go Chopper because we got a Hotshot Blaster in our resource pile. I'm also incentivized to go Cartel Turncoat on the other hand because they could be relegated to going into the space arena and we could kind of dwarf them, whereas Chopper isn't going to really kill something from us. Spark Rebellion on turn 1, really not that impressive. They're going to go ahead and get Chopper because they expected us to play it this turn, I suppose. Otherwise, you would probably just be taking Han or L3, but I mean, sure, it's not really all that relevant. Takedown is the draw alongside R2 and L3. I think I'd rather get an L3 into the resource pile and play an R2 with an experience token over an L3 with an experience token. It's going to spare the target. That's totally fine. We're going to use up all of our resources yet again this turn. So yeah, bounce it. No big deal. It's like bouncing a 2 resource play. Hotshot Blaster, not exactly that relevant. Let's put an experience token on this Cartel Turncoat and pass the turn yet again. Takedown can come down this turn. So I think I'll just resource. I think I'll resource the Surprise Strike since we kind of have one in our resource pile right now. So I'll just go ahead and resource that one. Let's see what our opponent's got over there. See what our opponent's got. We're going to activate Chewbacca. Put an R2 into play. Okay, let's attack with Cartel Turncoat, though. Just get that damage in. Sentinel R2, huh? Okay, and I will go ahead and take down Tech. I don't really want Tech to be coming out with a DJ on the follow-up, right? Very, very likely that they'll have DJ as a follow-up. Another chopper. That is the third chopper that we've drawn. So we draw on all of our choppers, which is fine. We can play a chopper and a Fleet Lieutenant on this turn. We can actually knock out their R2 with that if we put an experience token on our R2 beforehand. But yeah, we're taking out Takedown. We're taking out DJ here because we really don't want to be getting wrecked by a DJ on this turn. Okay, so let's go ahead and give an experience token over to R2. And let's see what ends up happening here. You can go ahead and attack the Cartel Turncoat. Let's go ahead and play a chopper and a Fleet Lieutenant and attack in for 5 or for 4 here. And that's going to make it so that we just get in some damage to Chewbacca. They already claimed initiative, so they're not going to be able to go ahead and prevent that. Mandalorian is actually a pretty nice draw. We can end up healing, giving some shield tokens to R2 if that's possible, or Chopper, or Cartel Turncoat. So we have a lot of options for this Mandalorian, which is nice. No Spectre unit for Chopper to get raid 1, which is a little bit unfortunate. They're going to give something Sentinel, it looks like, or play something with Sentinel. So Warshare Tree Tender. In that case, I will just drop the Mandalorian and heal up R2 and give it a couple shield tokens. So now they're forced to attack into to the Mandalorian. They could bounce it if they have like a waylay or a spare the target here. But I'm not worried about that because we're going to be able to flip Rey this turn and we're going to be super advantaged. We can kind of ignore what they've got going on there. They're going to play an L3 with a shield token. Makes sense to me. Let's go ahead and I think just do some damage, right? Let's go ahead and actually ready up Rey. And then I think what I want to do is just give the experience token to Rey herself. And then I want to hit the Warshare Tree Tender. And then we'll just trade here. And then I'll attack for 3 and then attack in for 2 into the base. Jetpack, kind of okay, because I can go ahead and resource that. So I'll just resource the jetpack, which will give me another option in the resource pile. And then I have Han Solo to come down as well, which is pretty nice. Chewbacca, normally a fat Sentinel, but in this case, we can kind of hit it for a couple points of damage and then finish it off with Han Solo, which looks pretty nice. So we'll see what they decide to do here. They have 7 resources. They can get down their own Han Solo, which would be nice. Kill my Mandalorian. Looks like they're going to activate to get another Sentinel down. Okay, never mind. They're just going to go ahead and straight up put the Chewbacca into play. Let's go ahead and attack with Rey and just give an experience token over to R2 since Rey won't die. They have a Tarful, huh? Han Solo killed Chewbacca. So now Tarful's not going to be able to actually hit any of our units. So Chewbacca's down. Han Solo's out on the battlefield. And I mean, now we are in just an amazing spot, right? We have a bunch of smuggle options in Jetpack, Hotshot Blaster. They're just going to claim initiative. We're going to ignore them because we don't really care about them. Luke is a great draw. We'll keep that on top. Let's go ahead and attack for 1 and then attack for a final 3 and we'll pass. Wing Leader Ezra, not a huge fan of Ezra at this stage in the game. I'd much prefer Wing Leader, so I'll just go and resource Ezra. They might put up a Sentinel, but we have a lot of power on the battlefield, so I think we should be able to get through this game. I'll put myself on the left-hand side so you guys can actually see what's going on over here. Resource the Ezra. They could have like a Fennec, which would be fun, since they do have one in their discard pile. They have a second Tarful. I don't think that's what you want to do. Don't think that's what you want to do. Probably should undo that, because you don't want to play a Tarful when you already have a Tarful on the battlefield. Yep, they're going to undo it. Luke. Okay, and Luke kill Ray. Not a strong play. Okay, they're undoing their last action. Kill Ray. Okay, so they might just not really know how their cards function all that well. Because they tried to kill Han, but you have to have a unit die for that to have happened. But it doesn't really matter. They don't have a Sentinel. They don't really have a way to survive this turn. And that's going to be GG. Pretty fun game. It looks like our opponent was trying to play Chewie Wookiees. And I've tried to play this deck, I'll be honest. They have the Liberated Slaves in there. They have the Chewbacca. They've got the Tarful and the Worshire Tree Tender. And unfortunately, it just doesn't really get there usually. And we are a really strong deck against this, like, go big Sentinels, because we go big with shield tokens and rays and all this stuff. So pretty nice game. On to the next one. Into our next matchup. We got ourselves a match against Sabine Green. Now, Sabine Green can go a lot of different ways. I think I would like to keep Kanan, because it's a really nice card in this matchup. And if they go A-Wing, we can respond by giving an experience token to our Cartel Turncoat and kind of pumping it up so we kill the A-Wing, which is really nice. We just don't want them to have Wing Leader. Wing Leader would be quite unfortunate for us. It's not the worst because we can kill Wing Leader, but they're still left behind a 5/5 A-Wing, which is obnoxious. They probably should have dealt damage with the Sabine Wren here, since, well, oh, so they have the Wing Leader. They should have dealt damage with the Sabine Wren, since we were going to put an experience token on Cartel Turncoat anyways. Gonna go with L3. And, oh, don't care about capturing. Then we're gonna give an experience token to it. So experience up the L3. We're going to pass. Fleet Lieutenant, no rebels on the board. So don't care about that one realistically. Let's go ahead and play a Kanan here. We're going to see if they have like a Darksaber or something. So they're going to deal damage. Kind of missed on a lot of damage here without using the Sabine actions earlier on, but we'll see what they've got. I will go ahead and hit Sabine since they probably have the Darksaber. Yep, they have Darksaber. And they're probably going to attack the base. Yep, they attack the base. They're going to give some experience tokens to some stuff. All of this makes a lot of sense. So pretty scary right now. We are going to be able to kill the Sabine, which is nice. Oh man, we discarded a Metal Ceremony. Garbage. Absolute garbage. That's a little bit unfortunate. They have ECL Poe potentially. This just looks like a lost game. The A-Wing's just too strong. They're going to ECL Poe. ECL K2. That also works. Let's go to attack for 3 since they're almost guaranteed to attack with the A-Wing. And then we're going to claim initiative. There's not a whole lot. Oh, I take it back. We actually do have an out here, which looks really nice. We can surprise strike the A-Wing. And we're going to be able to avoid dying, potentially. It's one of the reasons why I did not attack them earlier, is I was relying on that Cartel Turncoat to deal with the A-Wing. But now we'll have a flipped Ray, which is pretty nice. And we'll see if they have 4 Cause. If they have 4 Cause, they win. And they do. And that's going to be game. Wait, they hit 2 cards off 4 Cause? No way. They hit Timely Dimension and Darksaber. No way. We're still dead because they have the Sabine action. It just goes to show you how much 1 or 2 points of damage actually matters. But yeah, that is hilarious. Our opponent really did miss out on a couple points of damage early on, but they just had an insane draw. They had A-Wing, Wing Leader, Sabine, Darksaber, attack with Darksaber, Metal Ceremony, both up the units. Like, it was just like picture perfect absolutely great draw. The only way it could have been better potentially is if they had ECL Poe instead of ECL K2 to kill off my Kanan and then maybe deal some damage to our base, right? Because they could have defeated the experience off Kanan, dealt 2 to our base. It would have been amazing for them. But regardless, still a reasonably close game. Like if I got a Ray flip, I would have had a chance, but they even had the 4 cost to finish us off. So excellent hand from our opponent. On to the next one. Into our next matchup, and we got ourselves a pretty decent hand. Gonna go to resource 1 of the 7 drops and the Wing Leader. We're just gonna go with Cartel Turncoat on turn 1. They see that we have Surprise Strike and Village Protectors, so let's go ahead and give an experience over to Cartel Turncoat, and they're gonna take initiative. Almost sure that they're going to attack with the Viper Probe Droid immediately, instead of doing anything else. Oh, they conceded. They see the Village Protectors and they're like, the game is over. All right. On to the next one, I suppose. Into our next matchup against Double Green Gideon. This is going to be a fun one. Let's go and resource this chopper and the L3 since we want to get down this R2. It's going to be the most likely to live here, and it can also set up the next couple of draws for us, which is really nice. It's going to give R2 an experience here, and we'll pass. Forces with me. Could be okay. I think I'm going to resource the Surprise Strike. See what our opponent decides to do here. We can Wing Leader over on the R2, which is nice. They're going to attack R2. Let's go ahead and pump up the R2 with a bunch of experience. And boom, now we get to go ahead and kill their Phase 3 Dark Trooper. So they try to get some attacks in so they could play the Phase 3 Dark Trooper and not lose this season's Shore Trooper, or that we traded with their Phase 3 Dark Trooper, but the Wing Leader really helped us out there. Gonna go ahead and resource the other Wing Leader. Not really all that relevant at this stage. They might want to consider attacking in with the seasoned Shore Trooper, potentially. There's a lot of things that we could have that are pretty bad for them. Let's just go with Kanan here. I want to deploy my unit first, because it's high toughness, very few things can actually ECL kill it. And if they play a unit, then we're going to be doing some really nice stuff if it's not that great of a unit. They're going to resource and return the Phase 3 Dark Trooper. I'm going to get in for 2 since they can deploy Moff Gideon at this stage. And they're going to attack in with Moff Gideon. This ends up being really good for us. Let's go ahead and get rid of this Ezra. Because we have forces with me, we can knock out their Moff Gideon here. And we'll have a 6-7 left behind. We can also give an experience over to the Wing Leader. So really nice setup for us, to be honest. We even got to heal a couple points of HP. Let's go and experience on Wing Leader. They have a Viper Probe Droid. I'm going to claim initiative because I am interested in getting all of our attacks in. And it's possible they have like a Maul, so I'm just going to get down to Obi-Wan immediately. They could have a Darth Vader as well. But I just want to guarantee that, there's the Darth Vader, that we're going to keep our Kanan alive, because Kanan's going to be the real powerhouse here. So they have another Phase 3 Dark Trooper. They're going to be able to kill my my Obi-Wan. We're going to put the experience tokens over on Kanan, and we're going to go to town here a little bit. They're going to claim initiative. Okay, so let's go ahead and get rid of this Phase 3 Dark Trooper. Let's get rid of their Phase 3 Dark Trooper, tack in for 3, and then we will pass. Forces with me is an excellent draw, but we're kind of just running away with the game because we have a Luke to potentially deploy here. Okay, so they're going to get rid of maybe Rey and Obi-Wan. We'll see. Oh, they're going to hit Kanan. Interesting. Okay, well, in that case, I will just Luke, kill the Vader. And I mean, we are in such a great spot here. They could go ahead and hit the Obi-Wan. We'll give the experience over to Luke. Draw a card. Let's attack in with Wing Leader. And I'll keep the Kanan around just in case they want to play something that we could potentially kill. I know. They could have ECL'd something out, but it's not really all that relevant. Resource the Ezra. Not really going to get an attack in at this stage. Oh, okay. Let's just go ahead and... What do I want to do? Attack with Luke. And I can forces with me, make it 8 power, and then Surprise Strike. Boom. 11 damage. GG. That was a pretty textbook game. Pretty fun deck from our opponent. They had a lot of phase 3 Dark Troopers with the Gideon's Cruiser as well. But that R2 just kind of dominated the whole game. R2 plus Wing Leader ended up trading really, really well into them. And then we had the Forces with me to kill their Gideon, even though they went with the command. If their command was able to give experience to something or hit one of our units, it would have been a little bit different. But because it was the return a unit mode, it ended up being extremely weak for them, since returning a unit really doesn't have any implications in the game, since we will have so many options, so many cards in hand that it's not really going to matter. Anyways, on to the next one. Into our matchup against double yellow Thrawn. Going to mulligan this one. Don't have any early plays to make, so pretty good stuff for us to mulligan away. We got a Chopper. We got a Restored Arc. I like this hand. Gonna go ahead and get rid of this Han Solo and probably the Luke Skywalker. Oh, I meant to get rid of the Arc 170. I'm not the Luke Skywalker. I don't know why I said Luke Skywalker and then clicked it. I was thinking that I was going to get rid of the Arc 170 in my brain. That's not how it went down. Oh, so they're trying to revert the turn because they messed up on their resources. So I guess, sure. So we're going to mulligan this. Get the same hand. I was just going to take it. I don't really undo a lot of things unless it's like just a straight up misclick. Let's go to resource the Arc 170 and the Han Solo though. And then we're going to play the Chopper. Bazine Natal, huh? We just draw the Ezra. Oh man, that is funny. Okay. Sure. Let's go to resource this Chopper of our own. And let's get down to Ezra, huh? Let's see what they've got. Bazine Natal, turn 1. Really not that strong, usually. Looks like they're trying to... Oh, they're going to play a Bodhi. All right, sure. We're playing Ezra. And... let's see what they decide to do. I will go ahead and actually attack their Bodhi. Just get it off the board. Their units are just kind of getting outsized by our units. We discarded a card. It was a cell block card. Okay. So now we have Kanan, Wing Leader. We drew ourselves a Han. I kind of like resourcing Han here. I don't feel like it's going to be good in this matchup. So they're going to attack with Bazine into our Chopper. Get some value there. Get the trade in, which is nice. Oh, they're going to exhaust something. Huh. What are they exhausting? Revealing Village Protectors. Exhaust Ezra? Exhaust Chopper. Okay. Well, I'll kill Bazine then. Top card is Village Protectors. Don't really want to be drawing Village Protectors. I'll discard it. And I will play a Kanan. So we're just like dominating the board right now. Like it's not even close. I like Wing Leader here over Fleet Lieutenant. I mean, vice versa. I like Fleet Lieutenant over Wing Leader because we have a bunch of rebel. Oh my gosh. Whoops. Meant to misclick the wrong card. I said I did undo, but we are in the everyone's undoing stage. I meant to resource this Wing Leader. The reason why I like Fleet Lieutenant is because Thrawn can exhaust stuff, and they're playing double yellow. It's a very good chance that they have Cunnings, Asteroid Sanctuaries, outmaneuvers, that type of stuff. Evacuate could even be a possibility. Let's see what they reveal. Reveal triple Dark Raid Exhaust Chopper. I'm surprised they're exhausting Chopper. It's a little bit confusing for me. L3, don't really care about that. I'll discard that one. TIE Advanced, pump up that one. Sure, let's go experience over on Chopper. They can get down a Thrawn next turn. Let's go Fleet Lieutenant attack for 6, heal a couple, and we'll pass. Double Surprise Strike, Cartel Turncoat. I like Double Surprise Strike, to be honest. I think I'm going to keep both of those. I'm going to resource this Cartel Turncoat. They have a decent amount of power in the air, but we have a pretty big board state over here. I'm actually going to move myself over because I think it's going to get even bigger with the Rey flip and the Obi-Wan here. There's a chance they have Evacuate, but if they're playing Triple Dark Raid and they're playing like TIE Advance and 7th Fleets, I wouldn't expect them to play Evacuate in this deck. So I think I'm just going to commit to the board here. Okay, they're going to exhaust something. Reveal takedown. Exhaust chopper. Again, they're exhausting chopper. I don't know why. Let's attack with Fleet Lieutenant here to get us started. Because I could surprise strike if we're playing Obi-Wan. Okay, so now I'm probably going to be playing Obi-Wan. So I think I will just deploy Rey. Let's attack. Get an experience token over on Rey. Let's attack with Kanan. So they can flip Thrawn, but it's not like he matters at all. They're trying to go all space, it looks like, and exhaust a bunch of stuff. A new adventure. Replaying the TIE Advance. So that was pretty cool. They probably should have done that before they attacked, but that's okay. Takedown, huh? Ooh, that's pretty good, actually. I will play that. I'll just kill their 7th Fleet. Oh, I don't know why I thought they had the takedown. In my mind, I'm thinking Thrawn is a control deck, so I thought they had the takedown on the top of their deck, but they revealed the takedown, so it was our takedown the whole time. That was funny. Let's go to resources, cartel turncoats. But takedown's going to be able to go ahead and kill off their 7th Fleet, so they're not under a lot of pressure. So even if they do have something like evacuates, we can really rebuild quickly. Besides, they're evacuating their own cards, even if they do evacuate. Rey's a nice way to restore. So is Kanan. And I mean, the game feels super, super over here. Let's attack in with Kanan. Hit for 7. Restore 1, it looks like. Opponent's playing a nice little double yellow Thrawn vehicle deck. But I mean, the game is over. Don't really know what they could do for 4 resources. They could play a Cunning, I suppose. They could play a Cunning. But it's not like that matters. As they would have to exhaust, bounce, and then we can come down with Village Protectors, or I thought I had an L3 here, but Village Protectors is what we would be playing. Pretty interesting one, but that's going to be that game, and on to the next one. Into our next game, got ourselves a match against Iden Red, and I'm going to resource this R2 in Jetpack. Wing Leader's nice and all, but there's a good chance that it's going to die. Or R2 is going to die, and then R2, our Wing Leader, is not that great. Guardian of the Wills here on turn 1 from our opponent. Interesting stuff. Double Luke drawn. I think I can resource this chopper. Let's see what they've got as an upgrade on the Guardian of the Wills here. They played a Fallen Lightsaber, huh? Okay. Interesting. I think what I want to do is give an experience over to R2. That's going to prevent us from just dying from the Guardian of the Wills here. Oh, never mind. It's a force unit, obviously. Guardian of the Wills here on turn 1. Very risky, I will say, for my opponent, but they are doing it. They're doing it. They're going to have like a Power of the Dark Side here or Takedown or something to get rid of L3 without losing their Guardian of the Wills. Sure, they're going to attack us for 5. Let's get rid of the Guardian of the Wills. And they play a System Patrol Craft. And I think I will play an Arc 170 and give it an experience token. Forces with me, Waylay. These are some pretty mediocre draws, I'll say that much. Not exactly excited about these draws. Okay, they're going to take down. I'm going to Waylay. And I'm going to pass. Triple Luke in our hand. What a spot to be alive, huh? That's a 5th brother. Let's put down a Rey here. Force throw, huh? Are they going to be able to kill the Rey here? Do they have a 6 cost card? Okay, they do not. Let's go ahead and just smuggle out Jetpack on the Rey. Might be counterintuitive, but I don't really want them to be getting all that much value here. They're going to kill my Rey, sure. And we have triple Luke, dude. We have triple Luke. Triple. Let's Luke. Shrink down the Iden. We have triple Luke. I mean, we're just going to Luke every turn. They're going to attack for 1. We're going to claim initiative. I mean, we have 0 resources. Nothing else that we could do. Ooh, a Han Solo, huh? Yeah, sure. Why not? Why not? So if we attack Iden, the Seventh Sister can hit our base. So I think we just kill the Seventh Sister here. If they want to kill Luke, that's fine. Okay, let's go Han Solo, ambush, kill Iden. Rivals fall, huh? Okay, not a big deal. We have more Lukes. Hotshot Blaster can come out of the resource pile here. So can Tobias Beckett and L3. But I think I'm just going to attack with Luke. Oh, man. Pillage, huh? Get rid of these 2 cards. Let's go ahead and smuggle out a Tobias Beckett. Gotta throw Kanan into the resource pile now. They're going to claim initiative, and I'm going to pass because they could very well have Super Laser Blast here. Oop, look, Super Laser Blast. Who would have thought? Let's play Luke. Wow. Villainy Blue playing Super Laser Blast. Would not have expected that one. Waylay looking pretty mediocre here. Let's just go ahead and attack in for 6 with Luke. They have a Rivals Fall. Let's go ahead and play an Ezra. Discard a card. Wow, that's a little bit surprising. Okay, let's claim initiative. I think I will kill... Oh, they're going to force throw me. Weird. Let's get rid of this Waylay. Okay, Migs Mayfeld is not exactly all that scary. Get rid of the... Actually, I think I'll just keep all these cards. I'm going to Fleet Lieutenant attack in with Ezra for 5, and it's an L3. Okay, I don't care about L3. Discard. Mandalorian doesn't heal up Ezra, so not exactly all that relevant. I think here I will just play the Mandalorian, I suppose. It's a Sentinel body. Power of the Dark Side. Okay, Power of the Dark Side. Sure, you got it. Play an Iden over there. Gamer. Ooh, Han is an interesting one. Yeah, let's just go ahead and attack in for 5. And let's go ahead and play Ezra. They're going to hit Mandalorian, of course. And we're going to play a Luke kill Kylo. We're going to claim initiative. Ooh, Force is with me, huh? So they could have Super Laser Blast. I think I'm just going to kill the Outpost Constables and see what they decide to do. Okay. Let's attack with Ezra, see what we can get off the top of our deck. Jetpack, huh? I'll play Jetpack on the Luke. Give it a shield token. Okay, System Patrol Craft. I will play a Wing Leader on Ezra. They're going to take initiative. I will then put an experience token on Wing Leader. Pass. So I know I lose Luke here, but I was trying to play around. I mean, I'm trying to play around a lot of different things, to be honest. Super Laser Blast is what I'm really kind of worried about here. We're kind of going through our entire decks, though. So they have to attack our base, kill Luke. Makes sense. Fallen Lightsaber, huh? Oh, no. That was not what you want to be doing. They try to go for maximum value, but I think they just kill Luke here. That was risky. So they attack our base. They kill Luke, get to keep Seventh Sister. Whereas if you put Fallen Lightsaber on something, like, they don't even get to do anything too crazy because they attack our base. They still have to hit Luke. Like, I don't think Fallen Lightsaber on Seventh Sister does too much. It's an interesting matchup. It was like a Villainy Force discard deck with Guardian of the Wills, Fifth Brother, and Seventh Sister, and Kylo. Kind of a fun one. I like the Migs Mayfeld, but not exactly all that powerful when you only have like Force Throws and Pillages, but pretty interesting one. Let's move on to our last game. Looks like we got a mirror of the yellow-blue heroism in this game. Not a great hand. I'm not exactly super excited about this hand. I think I'm going to mulligan this one into, well, kind of a similar hand, to be honest. Yeah, let's go ahead and resource this Tobias Beckett and probably the Luke, because Waylay could be really nice in this matchup. Okay, Mercenary Gunship. Let's go with Restored Arc. Don't like where I'm at, by the way, because this Wing Leader is going to be awful. Fortunately for us, we drew 2 1-drops, which I much prefer. So I think I'm going to resource this Wing Leader, to be honest. I think that's what I want to do. I could resource the Waylay, though. If they have any upgrades, Waylay could be pretty massive in this matchup. Yeah, I think I should resource the Wing Leader. I think Waylay isn't insane here. Or I think Wing Leader isn't insane here. Let's go ahead and give an experience token over to the Restored Arc. Let's go Chopper. Attack. Cartel Turncoat. We drew ourselves another Waylay, so now I'm regretting resourcing the Wing Leader. Let's go and resource this L3 since we can smuggle it out anyways. We're probably going to be going Waylay plus experience token on this turn, so let's go and resource that. If they start off by using some resources, I might consider stealing the Mercenary Gunship. If I was my opponent, I would immediately look to trade off with that. Oh, they're going to Snapshot Reflexes, huh? Cool. With what? Exhaust. Hit for 4, huh? Okay, well, I will attack their Concord Dawn Interceptors. Let them draw a card. That's no big deal. Keep my Restored Arc alive. And I will just steal their Mercenary Gunship. Yoink. Seems reasonable to me. And I will go ahead and hit the Follower of the Way just for a point of damage, and then we'll pass. Hotshot Blaster can go to the resource pile. Really looking for some more powerful units, guys. Not a bunch of L3s. If they try to steal the Mercenary Gunship, I will steal it back. Surprise Strike, attack for a decent chunk. Let's go ahead and attack with the Restored Arc. Get some restoring in. Remember, we can give an experience token to the Follower of the Way or to the Chopper and then kill the Follower of the Way. They're going to claim initiative, huh? Oh my gosh, we are so far ahead at this stage then. Let's just kill their units, play an L3 from our resource pile, and then pass. Got ourselves a Restored Arc into our resource pile afterwards. Remember, we can deploy Ray. They're going to get Mando out. I think I will just attack Mando with my shielded units. Don't want to get Ray out. I'm guessing they have Mandalorian Rifle, and if they do, we just go ahead and Han them. Like, it's super doomed for them with this Han next turn. So trying to figure out who to tap down. Tap down the Mercenary Gunship. Makes sense. Let's attack in with the Restored Arc. Okay, I'm going to flip Ray now, since they have kind of done their deed. We're going to kill their Mandalorian Warrior, attack their base for 2. Attack their base. They claim initiative. They're like tempo. They're trying to tempo us out, but there's no way they can get through all this. There's just no way. These Waylays have been kind of meh because we've just been killing all of our opponent's units, and the Mercenary Gunship ended up just coming to our side. So, liking our spot here, I'll say that much. Dark Saber. Wow, that is a massive Mandalorian. But it does not matter. I thought I was going to be able to Han it, and I might still be able to, but that is just a gigantic Mandalorian. Mercenary gunship, huh? Okay. Let's just go ahead and attack with Ray. I should have attacked with one of these units in the space beforehand. Sure. Let's attack with mercenary gunship. Wait, what? Oh, wait. I didn't realize that that was giving me experience. I meant to put that on Ray. So they attack again. I was trying to attack with a mercenary gunship, but I forgot about the Obi-Wan trigger. Attack for 4. Attack for 3. Play Han. Kill their Mandalorian. I should be able to get back L3, but unfortunately the game is a little bit bugged. So I should have an L3 on the battlefield. Not like it will really matter. Our hand is absolutely absurd, and we've kind of just dominated our opponent like completely. It's not really close, to be honest. Let's just go ahead and resource this chopper. We have a plethora of options. They can attack in, exhaust something, but Han Solo is going to be able to finish off the game. Cool. GG. And that was pretty fun. That was a gigantic Mandalorian. That is funny to watch. But that was Ray Yellow, guys. Let's talk about the deck. Okay, so what did we learn with Ray Yellow? Well, the big thing is you are just able to get some massive board control with this deck. The ability to just put experience tokens, pass them around, get some really, really nice value going is exceptional. I've really liked Forces with Me. As you saw in these games, that's one of the cards that really just swung the matchup heavily in our direction. I added that one in after playing more with Ezra, playing more with Kanan, and even like Luke's and Obi-Wan's and Rey's. It's relevant as well. But it's what pushed me to play the full 3 of Ezra's and Kanan's. Really, the deck is all about just getting down early things, pumping them up, and then making some extreme value trades with your opponent, and then leveraging that into more and more great options. One thing that is really, really important to consider is while you can go Cartel Turncoat in turn 1 and Restored Arc and all this stuff and go into the space arena a little bit in the early game, you really do want to dominate ground presence early on into the game, because that's where all of your majority, the top end, are going to be, and that's where raid comes down. So without controlling the ground arena and going a little bit into the space, you might struggle a little bit, and that is something to remember. I think it does have a pretty good matchup against a lot of different decks. Like against Sabine Green, I think we actually do have a reasonable matchup. That was just like a picture perfect draw that we got to see from Sabine Green earlier in today's video. But outside of, you know, them having the A-Wing into Wing Leader into Darksaber flip on Sabine and all that stuff, Kanan heals a nice chunk. The Stored Arcs heal, Rey's flip heals, and if you're able to just stall them out with waylays, with village protectors, that type of stuff, and then get to Rey, that Restore 3 is really going to help you kind of close out the game. With that said, though, thanks for watching, everyone. Hopefully you enjoy some Ray Yellow, and I'll see you all for the next one.